Hi guys, thanks for coming to check out this video. So today I'm going to show you a pretty easy technique to get a blended sort of gradient ombre look to your brush lettering or your calligraphy. All you will need for this one is 2 coloured textures or markers, depending on where you're from. I'm using Pitt Artist pens from Faber-Castell, and then I've also got a Tombow dual brush pen, and they are really popular amongst the lettering community out there, so if you have some of those, then that works perfectly for this method. So getting started, the first thing you'll need to do is choose 2 markers that are either in the same colour family or at least next to each other on the colour wheel. This is going to allow for the smoothest gradient and the smoothest transition between the colours. So the one I'm using in this scenario is a light blue or a light turquoise and then a deeper turquoise for the first one. And that shows how it looks if you're using the same colour family and just varying the shades of that colour. And then I'm switching on the next line to use a medium blue colour and then fading into a dark purple towards the top. Now these are just next to each other on the colour wheel, so that's why I'm just showing you that option as well. So once you have the colours you're going to be using, you want to start creating your lettering with just one colour, just the lightest shade you've chosen. So start with the lightest shade and create your word. Next, decide whether you want your gradient to be coming from dark at the top, working its way down to the lighter colour, or vice versa. In this example, like my colours to come from the top, so I'll use my dark marker to colour in about 1/3 of the lettering at the top. And I tend to go just on the thicker areas. I just like the effect that it does. You can go along the thinner areas as well if you like that way. But for this example, I'm just going to use on the thicker downstrokes, a little bit of that dark colour coming down 1/3, and then the next key thing is to blend it in while it's still relatively wet with your lighter colour. And if you go over where it meets a few times, you'll find that it just naturally fades into each other and just blends together seamlessly. Something that I do is actually take the caps off of both the markers, hold them both in your hands like I'm doing, and that way you can be pretty quick with laying down the next colour. If you're interested in the actual font style that I'm using here, I will let you know how I found it. I actually use an online website called dafont.com. I've been using it for years for my design work, and I tend to go there if I want to try a different kind of font. And I found this gorgeous one called Arabella. And what I've done is I've created a worksheet for you all to practice with if you're interested. So there will be a free PDF that you can print at home, and then you can go over the top of the alphabet in this Arabella font with your brush markers and practice the gradients if you would like to. So just check out the description box for the link to that one. And now if you're doing hand lettering for your bullet journals and you just want to make it look a little bit more special inside, I'm now going to write out the months of the year using this kind of calligraphy, this ombre look, and I'm varying up my colours as well so you can see a little bit more of an example of how to use them with different colour variations. And I'll just give you 5 little reminders that I tend to think of all the time when I'm working on my calligraphy. You want to make sure that you hold your pen at a 45-degree angle to the paper. This just allows you to get the right amount of pressure and it make it smooth. Then you want to make sure you're doing your upstrokes using a soft pressure. When you're doing your downstrokes, make sure it's a hard pressure coming down, so press a bit harder. Then take the pen off between basic strokes. If you're not quite sure what basic strokes are, I have made another calligraphy video on my channel, which I'll link to down in the description box. And that way you can learn and practice some of the basic strokes. And then the 5th tip is to just take your time, because it is absolutely useless rushing calligraphy. It will guarantee fail if you rush it. I speak from experience. So just take your time and enjoy and relax while you're doing your calligraphy. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like. And let me know if there's anything else in particular with calligraphy that you'd like me to make a video on. I'm happy to help out if I can, and yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.